I just had to go back and forth with somebody on TikTok because the Coach Stormy situation, I spoke about her chart. Y'all are seasoned astrologers. I'm gonna just put it out there. What would you say if a person, if you looked at somebody's chart, just glanced at it, whether you knew their birth time or not, and they had Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, what kind of personality would you think that this individual had?
I have that.
Absolutely not.
Content has got everybody thinking they're a fucking scholar.
Yes.
Chokehold, girl.
About shit that they don't study. I just had to go back and forth with somebody on TikTok because, like I told you, the Coach Stormy situation.
You couldn't even pay me to do this. They put this on my plate. I will not let. No, I don't do what they do. I do what I do. I'm a believer.
But she's
I would never eat a plate that looked like this. You couldn't even pay me $1 million to do that to myself. Oh my God. I deserve better than that. That's low vibration. And you took it. I would have been like, I'm playing like that. I tell you what I want. You don't tell me what I want. So my thought process is if you can put it on my plate, but I don't have to eat it. I got to I won't even look at it. That make you look bad. I'm a queen. Queen's plate when you like. If we have two plates together, and say who's royalty, they would say this person. I agree. That's a good rap.
This is serious stuff.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people that just let people give them what they want them to have, and they accept it. And Storm is teaching me right now.
Yeah.
Coach Stormy is teaching me don't accept what they put on your plate.
I spoke about her chart. Woman came on there. Look, the woman got all right. Y'all are seasoned astrologers. I'm gonna just put it out there. What would you say if a person, if you looked at somebody's chart, just glanced at it, whether you knew their birth time or not, and they had Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, what kind of personality would you think that this individual had?
I have that.
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry about it, but like...
Y'all do this every time. You talk about somebody on the internet to the point where the astrologer in me gets so excited and I say I have got to go research that person's birth chart. So all this conversation about Coach Stormy, I had to look at her chart. And I'm going to show you why everybody needs to know what's going on in their birth chart. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm pointing to the moon. I don't know if you can see that, but her moon is in Taurus. Taurus is the sign of money and resources. The moon represents comfort, and it also represents womanhood, and the moon is exalted in Taurus, meaning that it thrives, it loves to be there. So the moon in Taurus is a woman with resources. So just in case you guys might be thinking, oh, she capping, everybody capping. No, she has the moon in Taurus. She was destined to have financial resources. Okay, let's keep going. She has the North Node at 29 degrees of Leo. The North Node is the mission you're on in this life. It's what you came here to materialize. Leo is a sign of being a celebrity, being famous, being on stage, being a performer. And 29 degrees is known as a critical degree in astrology. For those who are really into astrology, is known as the anaretic degree. And basically what that means is that, she's here for fame. But I pulled something up off the internet. I want you to know if you can see it. 29 degrees Leo, that's also the placement of an asteroid called Regulus, but we're not going to go into that. It brings great fame and honor, but the chart owner shouldn't get carried away with the fame and arrogance because they might lose everything. You see that right there? So think about what she's going through right now. Y'all are really bringing it to her. Okay, going back to the chart. The reason why everyone is upset with her is because they felt like she was being a little too critical and judgmental of that young lady in the video with the plate and all that. Okay, she has Jupiter, the sign of amplification, and Mars, being aggressive, in Virgo, the sign of being critical and judgmental. She actually has a Virgo stellium, Mars, Jupiter, Black Moon, Lilith, and Saturn. She can be very cruel when she's being critical. And she has the Sun and Mercury moving together in Pisces. Sun and Mercury together make you a confident communicator, but she has them in Pisces, and that's why people question the validity of what she says.
Do you need a birth time to notice somebody who has Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, and Black Moon, Lilith, and Virgo to know that they're critical as fuck?
Yeah. And they're going to be forceful, and they're going to use it as a form of motivation too. That Mars and shit. They're going to use that to spark a fire. All of that.
Girls, fat back girls, auntie shapes, mamas, grandmamas, sisters, overweight mamas. Stop letting your trainer rob you. You do not need no trainer to lose your first like 40, 50 pounds. You need some detox, you need some energy, and you need some consistent cardio, 30 minutes a day, walking. Stop letting these trainers rob y'all ass. You don't need no trainer for the first 50 pounds. You need a detox because your stomach is full of shit. You need to take something for some energy, and you need to decide to give yourself 30 minutes a day of cardio. Stop paying them trainers. You do not need to put muscle on that fat. That shit gonna make you look big and big and bigger. Lose the weight, then build it back up. Okay? That's the advice that I want to give y'all today.
People, I mean, I don't, like I said, there's a whole history on, like they say, if you like Google or, you know, Coach Stormy scammer.
But do we know what specific scam this woman is running? I do. She's running a pyramid scheme. Now, the government will get you in trouble, specifically the Federal Trade Commission in America, for an actual pyramid scheme. And if you're unfamiliar, that's where one person at the top makes a bunch of money by having every single person under them infinitely recruit other suckers to then bring more money to the brand and the person on top. So people avoid federal charges by calling this network marketing and chucking along a product, although don't ever be fooled. The real product are the people that they recruit. In this case, the product is like workout shakes and nutrient powders, shit like that. I followed the links in her bio and did damn near everything except sign up and give her money. And basically you start by becoming a preferred customer where you get your own website and you get to feel like a girl boss, AKA you become your own seller of these nutrient shakes. Oh, and also you're going to be recruiting people to also be a six-figure girl boss Instagram baddie like you. And of course you'll be advised to get the Elevation Bumble, which is like her version of the 12 Laws of Power. This is my personal favorite, the 9 Laws of Success. Bonus, if you want to learn how to do network marketing yourself, you just have to pay $1,000 for early access. And she's got links to like a weight loss program and a couple of other like Instagram businesses, but the main grift is the pyramid scheme. What's so interesting and also so deeply horrible is that she's marketing this specifically to the Black demographic, a demographic that usually gets ignored when it comes to, you know, pyramid schemes because they're mostly aimed at lower to middle class white women, specifically white women who are stay-at-home moms. Because typically Black people are getting scammed by the United States government, the Black church, and United States financial institutions. Anyway, enter Coach Stormy, and she's like, I see a gap in this. I'm going to use words like generational wealth to a group of people who've been systemically locked out of wealth, and elevation and opportunities to people who are going to be totally and wholly unsuspecting to the fact that I am not offering them anything that can make them money. It is extremely difficult to make money in a pyramid scheme, and if you follow things like LuLaRoe or Sensi, you'll know that once people actually do start to make money, then the companies will take that back by forcing them to invest in inventory. Anyways, completely unsurprising that a woman who has a long history of scamming people on the internet, and you can just Google her to find out more, is now scamming people with a pyramid scheme. Let me know if you want to know more.
Like there's like stories and stuff that'll come up. So I don't know, like all of
I'm
the
looking
history.
now.
Yeah, Mars, Jupiter, Black Moon, Lilith, and Saturn.
And she don't even take her own advice, which is why she had the same ass shit on her plate. It just wasn't in the same. Oh my god!
But they did take it out of context. I understand. But it wasn't what was about what was on her plate. It was what the girl told her. She said, "They put this on my plate."
You couldn't even pay me to do that. They put this on my plate.
And her point was, how you just gonna let somebody Put all that food on your fucking plate if you know you, 1, not gonna eat all that, 2, don't need to eat all that, and 3, you didn't say nothing, you just accepted them throwing all that food on your plate. Why would you do that? Why would you let somebody, see, I wouldn't let somebody throw shit on my plate that I don't need nor want just because they did it, and accept it.
Begging for food. I used to steal food and eat it in the bathroom when I had nowhere to live, when I was a little girl. So I don't throw food away. Yeah. So when I make my plate, I make a plate big enough for me to eat. But somebody made her plate for her. That goes back to friends, spouses, jobs. Yeah. They make our plate for us. What if you made your own plate?
That was the context.
Is that what she said though?
Yeah, she said they put this on my plate.
She said that her food, her actual choice of what she was eating was low vibrational. But people were like, yo, you have chicken wings and corn on your plate. People were coming for her on TikTok like, if you
literally.
They going crazy on me right now. There's no way Tammy needed 2 hamburgers, 2 hot dogs, broken beans, potato salad, and 4 motherfucking drinks. No. But guess what? She had a friend and a coach and a friend.
Yes.
And she taking away. That's right.
Yes.
Woo! They should be applauding me right now. Yeah, they should.
Yes.
I said if 2 plates, forget mine is our face.
Yes.
If your plate and my plate was put in the fourth one, they say who's the plate and who's the hood rat? Yeah. They would say the plate with the 2 hot dogs, 2 hamburgers is the hood rat. You wasn't calling me a damn hood rat. That's why y'all gotta know who y'all are. Because see, you'll leave this weekend to how the enemy works. People are gonna try to put her. Somebody told her I need to find Coach Stormy because I need to beat her ass. Come on, because she called me a hood rat. Hey, listen, y'all gotta know who y'all are. Yeah. Because look how this girl went from homeless, from struggling to multi-millionaire.
Come on now, come on.
Celebrate that. She has no mom, no dad, no auntie. Her only last parent to having me. She know I got her back. What if she wasn't strong enough to know? Fuck them motherfuckers.
Yeah, right.
One of her friends, this ain't a DM. Somebody that's her friend text her and said, "Where is Coach Stormy? I need to beat her ass." She called you hood rat. What if she knew? If she didn't know that was not what I was calling her. You don't have nobody fix your plate like that.
No. That's right.
I'm not gonna let you put potato salad, 2 hamburgers, 2 hot dogs, and fucking pork and beans on top with a beautiful body. If I know who I am, I would want to eat it all because I don't want to throw food away. But thank God she knows that I love her. Yeah, that's what I love is the answer to everything in life. So I give love and I receive love. Effortlessly. Yeah. Yep. The Coast Guard came to school is over today. Yep. Yeah. They trying to take my number 1 girl. One of my number 1 girls is her, Anna, and Natalie. And turn her against me. Thank God she knows the place to have me like that. This is an amazing weekend. Look at how good God is.
You should have had fruits and vegetables on your plate if you was going to tell somebody else.
Okay, that's why I'm like, it's the hypocrisy for me that typically comes with Virgo.
Energy for your ass.
Janét, wasn't we just talking about that the other day?
Yes, we were. We definitely were. And I
couldn't do Coach Stormy because I was just telling her I don't like planets in my 8th house anyway, and she got all that shit in Virgo.
The thing
she got the Sun and Mercury in Pisces. She got the Sun and Mercury in Pisces.
So she got that opposition going on.
Yeah,
wow.
Exactly.
That's me too. Jesus Christ, when is this bitch's birthday? It has to be close to mine. My birthday next time.
You found it?
1980? Is it 1980?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Well, there we go.
Now look at that. Look at that fucking chart. People are like, you can't say what you. Now, first of all, she got. I didn't even go deep because it was just a 1 minute and some second long post. But she got the North Node at 29 degrees of Leo.
So
now I pulled it up. Like they basically talk about that's like the degree of like Regulus or whatever, 29 degrees of Leo is like you're destined for fame. You're destined for recognition, but it says, like I pulled it up and put the clip in the green screen. It says you're destined for fame, etc. But be careful because you can lose it all.
Yep.
If you lose folks, that's what it literally says. So what's happening to her now? I said, look, y'all, like, man, people came in the comments. You don't know what you're talking about. Cause You don't have her birth time. I don't need a birth time.
You don't
to see.
need it.
No, people. That proves people don't know what they talking
like,
about.
yes, it adds more context, but again, like you said, if you know for sure that all of those planets are lined up like that, that's enough.
Yeah, the only place you don't have it is the area of life that it affects. But to know planetary placements and to delineate its planetary place, especially with outer planets, like, yeah, we need the time of birth maybe for the moon, but that only depends if it's so close to either one of the next sign,
the moon and the ascendant, but it's like, shit,
if
bitch,
the moon is at like
Virgo.
19 degrees, you could pretty much bank that throughout that entire day, it's still going to be in the same sign. You know what I mean?
Right, like she has the moon.
Wait, you said she got Jupiter in Virgo?
She got Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, and Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. So she can be very cruel when she's being critical. Very cruel.
And not only that, like, ain't Jupiter and fall in Virgo anyway? Like, you assigning too much meaning to simple ass shit, like a fucking plate.
Well, Jupiter falls in Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Marie knows about that, right, Marie?
I sure do. I have Jupiter and Capricorn. That motherfucker.
I said she has the moon in Taurus, right? She has the moon in Taurus because you can pretty much. She has the moon at like the Bull's Gate, which is the Bull's Gate, right? The like 16 degrees of Taurus, like with the Bull's Gate. Now, even if she had the moon at 25 degrees of Taurus, I don't have the birth time, or she had the moon at 3 degrees of Taurus, she still had the moon in its place of exaltation. She has the moon in Taurus, which means that she was guaranteed to have paper. Like, more than likely in his life, you have the moon in his place of exaltation. The moon is comfort. You know what I mean? And Taurus is resources. She's rich. There was a girl on TikTok TikTok was mad today because she said she reached out to her one time. Like she's like, I want to perform my song. She had this woman empowerment song. She said, I would love to perform my song at one of your seminars or one of your speeches or whatever. So she DM'd Stormy. She's like, yeah, here's my phone number. Call me. She called Stormy like 2 days later. And Stormy's like, who are you? She's like, remember we spoke 2 days ago about me performing my song? She was like, girl, that was $5 million ago. I don't remember that. That's what she told her. That's the story. So I'm like, well, that's the moon in fucking Taurus, right? Am I y'all tell me.
You're not lying.
The difference in her plate wasn't about what she had on it, was the fact that she specifically had, I want 2 chicken wings and this corn. And you're not going to give me anything else that I didn't ask for. And this is the plate I'm going to eat. Whereas on her plate, she was taking whatever they dropped on there. You want a hamburger? Here, take that. Okay. You want a hot dog? Here, put that on there too. I didn't want the hot dog, but okay. And the chicken and all this other stuff. So her plate looked like a person who accepted anything. And her plate looked like a person who said, I specifically want 2 things in that and I don't want nothing else. That's what I got from it. Of course.
From that perspective, I can see that. I just feel like it was a little harsh, and this is a lot coming from me who has almost the same goddamn placement, just in different degrees. Because I'm sitting here, like, I really want to see this chart, because I'm going to compare it in my head automatically to mine, like, god damn. Okay, let me shut up.
But to give y'all some further context, that was some sort of event where you had to pay $10,000 to have a weekend with her. So all of those women there paid $10,000 to have a weekend with her. So the concept was,
that's crazy.
You paid $10,000 to sit at the feet of Coach Stormy to learn all of these gems that you need in order to become closer to attaining generational wealth or reaching your goals or what have you. So a lot of people were mad about that. They were like, this woman paid you $10,000 for you to talk down to her on camera and belittle her. So people were mad about that too, just to give you some background context. Okay.
Why nobody tell me about Coach Stormy? You talking about scammer of the motherfucking year. Girl, I know damn well y'all ain't spending $10,000 to hang out with a bitch. Why didn't you take that money and invest it back into your business? Like, this don't even make no sense. And I literally broke down in tears when I read the fucking flyer. When I read that brochure, I screamed. Because this don't even make no damn sense to me. She's talking about you have an opportunity to buy a Birkin, buy a Gucci, buy a Louis, girl. And then she's talking about from her closet. Girl, you trying to put Play-Dohs out of business? I mean, we could have went to McCarty for this. Like, girl, are you serious? And then what got me in tears is because she said the food was included. However, they asked she want to play Russian roulette with their credit cards at the dinner table. Talking about whoever card goes through is the one who's going to pay for the food. Are you serious?
Game of credit card roulette, ma'am.
Oh, I love that.
Where's the check?
I love that. I'm giving
She's gonna bring me the
we're
check.
figuring. I got the other server. Right?
So she can bring her
stuff together.
And everybody will give her your card. And we're gonna see who's the last card standing.
Yeah, they were paying so that they could become like Stormy, because in her demeanor, she's basically saying being a bitch and saying what you want and what you don't want is how I got to where I am today. So if you want to be like me, then you're gonna sit there and pay $10,000 and you're gonna try to emulate my behavior. So I can see that if they paid her, these are women who are probably used to being appeasers, probably women who aren't used to standing up for themselves, who see an attitude in Stormy where Stormy got that, bitch, I don't give a fuck, and I want that. And maybe the only way I can obtain it is to be around people like that. And I don't have people around me like that because the people around me either use me, abuse me, or make me feel like a people pleaser. So I can see why they would want to try to sit at the feet. It's sort of like wanting to, you have your mentor or your idol.
You see this life I live right here? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this backyard. Look at all this right here. This big multi-millionaire status. This big pressure. I want you to wake up in the morning and say, I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure because what you speak about, you think about, you bring about. So repeat after me. I'm big pressure. This right here. This big pressure right here. Yeah, let's go. Step your game up. Big pressure. Let's go.
The people that's supposed to be around you. People who don't give a fuck about a bitch gonna be around a bitch. You see what I'm saying? They'd be like, I don't care if she got an attitude, she be on her shit, so I'm gonna be around her. The people who feel all offended but also get run over in life gonna be like, that's too much.
See, a lot of y'all too cheap with yourself. You too cheap with yourself. You spend money on your hair. You spend money on your nails. You spend money on an outfit. But when it comes time to spend money, to invest money on your mindset, you think that that's optional. But I want to tell y'all right now, the more you learn, drop the L, the more you earn.
I'm not really
They were also, because the girl that she was speaking to about the quote unquote low vibrational plate, her parents had just died or something like that. Like one of her parents or both of her parents had died. So people were mad about the $10,000 that was spent in order to spend the weekend with Coach Stormy and sit at the feet of Coach Stormy and soak up the wisdom of Coach Stormy for 10 grand. And then the girl's parents dying recently. So people had several gripes about why they were just pissed off about that particular video clip.
Funky reads
video,
Coach Stormy
You
down.
told your friend that her plate of food was low vibration and suitable for a hood rat, while your plate was fit for royalty. Break that down for us real quick.
So hold on. Let me just say something. There's a history with this young lady that y'all saw in the video. Her name is Tammy Price. So just to give a little backstory, like I would never have, spoken to a random person like that. Me and her have a history, and I feel responsible for her success, her next level. And so when I sat down at my women's retreats with women that came to grow, to know themselves, to love themselves, to become better, and she was the top income earner that I've coached to millionaire status, multi-millionaire status. And she sits down with enough food for 3 people. I had a problem with that. I felt not only did she dishonor herself, but I felt like she dishonored and disrespected me with the plate of food. And it would be wrong for me to have sat next to her and let her treat herself less than the queen that she is. She had too much food. She had actually 2 hot dogs. But y'all gotta understand, she had ate some of the food by the time I got disgusted, okay? So it was like 2 hamburgers, 2 hot dogs, 2 chickens, potato salad, baked beans, and corn on one queen's plate. And it was slopped on it. Hamburger was upside down. The beans was mixed with the potatoes and the corn. It was very tacky. It was already plastic silverware. It was not fit for a queen. Granted, it was my event,
but I did not know what the caterers was bringing. And it was just low vibration. It was thrown together. It was very tacky and distasteful.
Listen, I'm sitting here laughing because from my perspective, you actually making the shit worse. Like, as far as
I ain't trying to make it better.
like, no, it is, because look, you sat up there, in my opinion, as a friend and embarrassed the hell out of this lady, right? And then it was like, my plate is fit for a queen and your plate is fit for a hood rat. First of all, Tammy used to be big. Tammy's still semi-big. She was hungry. Your plate your plate was giving starvation realness, and then it was like, to compare it to royalty, Stormy, like no tea, no shade, no cap, hood rat. But what you give, on the daily is more consistent with hood rat than her plate. You had green fingernails. You was licking barbecue sauce and God knows whatever else from up under your nails, all while digging around in this lady plate with your hands all close to her food. Y'all was eating off a white Dixie plate at an event that people paid thousands of dollars to attend, that you was responsible for. And then on top of that, shrimp are roaches of the sea, and there is literally no nutritional value in corn. So how was your plate or your vibration any higher than hers while your legs was cocked open on the chair?
Now, as astrologers, we know somebody who has Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn in Virgo is going to tell you about yourself. And even if they weren't necessarily trying to be cruel, they are critical. They are judgmental. That is a stellium in Virgo. So we can look at it from an objective place because we know people are manifesting their charts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that, and the moon in Taurus, like, she's all about that money. If you pay $10,000 to somebody because you want to learn how to get more money like they have, you know what I mean? That's a person, like, you have to have the moon in its place of exaltation, a sign of money and resources, for me to spend 10 grand so you could tell me how to get 10 million. If I had 10 grand, I was already on my way. Okay? Like,
especially at the disposal like that, like, golly.
You know,
you would think, but there's a lot of issues with people who get large sums of money and they don't know how to spend it. And they aren't around people who show them how to invest or build a business. You know, you find out that you have $10,000 and your circle consists of people who need help, and you need help. And I'm not saying that her manner of coaching is the most appropriate, because it will and can seem cruel. She still is a Pisces and having the moon in Taurus. There is empathy and sympathy of value there that exists underneath that people don't see. It'll just come out as being very harsh, and her whole point, or what I'm depicting off of what I'm getting with her chart, is that it's a matter of, I don't care about those feelings. I don't care about your feelings. You trying to get somewhere and you trying to be a certain type of person. Fuck how you feel and what you're going through. This is what you need to do. And since you don't know how to do it and you want me to show you, you gonna pay me. And I'll give you some value for that, but you're not finna get it for free, because that's one of your first problems.
Time is money. She understands.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of your first issues, is you want it for free. What getting it for free and giving it for free has done for you in your life. You know, but to other people who are looking at it in an empathetic way, are looking at it like, you should be more gentle because she lost her parents. You know, how can you judge her? You should be trying to help her find her own power within herself. The problem is that that's not what Stormy does. If you're looking at her chart on how she's making her money and her Jupiter in Virgo, you're coming to her because you want her to tell you about yourself and to strip away all that shit that makes you feel soft. It makes you feel, oh, you coming to me because you don't want to be soft no more. You tired of the empathetic pat. You tired of the, oh, it's going to be okay. This is what you need to do. You just need to heal. So you're coming to her for a crash course. You know, is that appropriate for everybody? Maybe that woman does need to actually do some healing first before dealing with a hard rock. Or maybe she was in the, I can't live like this anymore. I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm lonely, I'm broke, and it has to have something to do with my attitude. So maybe this bitch can help me.
Yeah. She's one of these coaches. She's one of these internet coaches, you know, selling on several different products through the years. She She rose to internet fame. And she's not the only one that I've seen recently that has been under fire, where people are like, wait a minute, you know, do you deserve to have this title of being, you know, this coach and this influencer? And, you know, I think with all of her videos, see, this is the thing, I was surprised that people pulled that clip out and used that, you know, as the basis for why, you know, they, you know, want to come at her now. Right. Because all of her videos are like that. If you put up Coach Stormy on YouTube, she's talking like that. That's how she typically addresses people. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what her whole situation is.
You don't go to no Virgo if you want someone to be nice to you anyway.
No, she's a Pisces, but with the sun and Mercury, but that stellium opposite.
Yeah,
and she has Mercury in Pisces, which is Virgo's rulership.
She probably tried that nice shit and figured out it don't
work.
work. People don't listen to nice.
No.
Yeah. Right. And Mercury and Pisces can be a scam on the low end, low vibrational, to use that. On the low end, it's a scammer. It's a scammer. Mm-hmm. Mercury and Pisces is a scammer.
Yeah.
Really, I have been trying to dig more into, I don't even really know what to call it.
Because you ain't been doing no digging. How you gonna try?
I don't know what to call it, but I don't really know what the name of it would be. But I want to.
So how you was thinking?
Because I know what I'm trying to do. I just don't know what the professional name would be called. But
so you've been digging for what is in your mind first. Then you gonna start digging.
No, actually.
How you gonna tell me you researching something but you don't know what you're researching? So now that's again, my time is very important. So you're not about to waste my time and play with me. So just because of the mere fact that you couldn't even tell me what you was researching, that furthermore validates that you play too much, and I'm not about to waste my time with you.
When I mean I'm like digging in it, economic growth is more about how we produce goods and services, you know, within our own community, keeping within our own community. So in order for me to be able to teach somebody else that, I need to learn more about that. It's kind of like how.
So you think economic growth is about growing fruits and
vegetables? No, I didn't say that. I said goods and services. I said goods and services.
Right? What have you been reading to learn it?
Well, I have this book called Black Economics.
Girl, you sound real crazy right now. You know that, right?
I don't think that sounds crazy.
You need to read real stuff about application and principles.
Oh, me either.
You have to understand wealth philosophies and wealth principles before you can ever get wealth.
But don't we supposed to learn knowledge about it first?
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna argue with you. Do what you're doing.
I didn't even think we were arguing. I thought we were just having.
No, I don't like to debate with people. When I know what's true, when I say it, I don't just speak for my health. I speak because I want to help people.
So the disconnect came in, one, when she cut me off, and then I tried to change the subject to get back on point, and then it also came in when I'm trying to get her to listen to me, and it's like, no, you just need to listen to me.
It's a scammer. Mm-hmm. Mercury and Pisces is a scammer.
Yeah. The deception. There you go.
And if you look,
and guess who else that sounded like Kevin Samuels? Wasn't he also a Pisces that was like a dating coach, and he was doing all this shit and getting money for it and talking shit to people? I don't know if he had anything in Virgo because I don't know when his birthday is, but
we looked at his chart. Remember, back then we looked at it. It's that Mars and Gemini. That Mars and Gemini got people shooting from the hip, talking.
Oh yes, it do.
And if you are a Pisces, Mars is square your sun until spring of next year. So just like Kanye, who has the sun in Gemini now. Oh, you know what? Sway does have the answers. You know, like that Mars in Gemini, if it's on your sun because you're a Gemini sun, if it's square your sun because you have the sun in Pisces or the sun in Virgo, you have to be careful because you're going to be retracting your words. Mars is about to retrograde in Gemini. Is going to be there till next year. So Mars in Gemini is a very impulsive communicator. It's somebody who speaks very harshly, you know, sometimes, you know, abrasive. So I think that's getting people in trouble. Like this was a perfect example of like Mars and Gemini. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. But that's her normal tone and delivery. If you look at all the videos, I think people were just done with her anyway because they had a grudge with her about these alleged scams, these alleged, like, you know.
Yeah, I was looking that up just to see.
What were they saying that she scammed them?
Yeah,
well, you selling teas, right? You're selling teas so that people can become slim or whatever, but they like, clearly you got your body done by, you know, surgically.
Okay.
Right. So people are mad about that. They're like, you sold teas, but clearly, you know, Mercury, low vibrational Mercury Pisces, you clearly got your body altered surgically. So you're selling teas. And then there's some other products that she sold, and then the courses, and then people, you know, they're mad about the $10,000, you know, to have a weekend with Stormy. People just, if you look up, there's probably like a series of different posts or whatever on the different websites and apps where people are complaining about whatever. Maybe they didn't get their money's worth for something they purchased or whatever, you know.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Astrology Ladies Roundtable, where we discuss astrology in a practical way using real life examples. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.